Hey, I'm Pastry Time, here to talk to Jensen about the upcoming finals in St. Louis. Jensen, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Moving all the way back to the start of the split when you first joined the team, what were your expectations joining a new team?
Well, I wasn't really sure what to fully expect when I first joined Team Liquid, but I always thought that, the three core of Team Liquid was really strong, with Xmithy, Doublelift, and Impact. So that was the main attraction to me. And when we first started playing, we were smashing everyone, both in scrims and on stage. And then, yeah, I think after that, my expectations of the team got super high, the same for the community. But then we kind of fell into a little slump towards the end of the season. And then now I'm just happy that we're back on top and I'm looking forward to the final.
Do you feel like you slotted into the team just being able to play kind of the same way? Because for a long time, you were the lane dominant hard carry player. What changes do you think you've made in your playstyle, if any?
Here on Liquid, initially, we didn't play much around mid lane. We kind of ignored mid lane a lot. So I didn't have that big of an impact, I'd say. But now towards playoffs, we focus more on working on that step and making sure that I'm more involved as well. And we're doing a lot more stuff through mid lane now.
What do you think in the past prevented you from winning? Because you were such a strong player. You've always been a strong player, but the trophy always eluded you. If you go on to win now in St. Louis, what changes or differences do you think there have been, if any, to kind of finally push you over the line?
I mean, I could always just blame it on small individual misplays I made, but I think, if you look at it on the bigger picture, I think I was just always against better teams, honestly. No disrespect to my old teammates or anything, but I just always felt like the teams we played against at the time were just always better than us, and I felt like I had to really overperform in order for us to win. I think this time around, I'm surrounded by really great players, and we have top 2 players in every position. So I think if I were to lose this time, there's not really an excuse to make for me.
I guess when you think about pressure to carry games, is there a bit less of that with Doublelift being so reliable and being on the team? Given the strength of the roster, do you just feel like you can just play more your role and you just have more trust in your teammates, perhaps?
Yeah, I actually feel that a lot. I felt even last year when we lost, or when I went 1-2 against TSM in playoffs, and then Golden Glue subbed in and went 2-0. I think I actually played better in that series than I did in Gauntlet against TSM, but I just kind of felt like my teammates let me down in a way and weren't performing as well as they should have. So then I think with this team, I don't really have any trust issues like that. I feel like everyone on this team will step up and we're going to win.
Everyone always loves to talk about you and Bjergsen. What do you think the differences are between you two as players, just as far as the way you approach or think about the game?
He's the type of player that won't really go for risks, always play super calculated and really smart about the game. He knows when to be aggressive, knows when to be passive, but he will never really go for the risky plays or put himself in danger. And I think that's kind of the difference between us. If I see an opportunity that could be a bit risky, then I would go for it. But other than that, I think we're pretty similar. I think it's hard to really say I'm better than him or he's better than me. I think we just have slightly different styles.
If you win and win your first title, beating Bjergsen, is it extra sweet kind of getting that vindication of finally being, okay, you guys always say that I play this guy and he beats me, well, now I beat him?
Well, not really to me, because I kind of felt that way after Gauntlet last year. So I thought people would kind of stop a little bit, but it seems like it just keeps on coming. But I mean, it would be nice to for sure beat TSM and Bjergsen especially, but I don't feel any extra pressure or anything like that against him.
Is it frustrating at all to, to be a top 2 mid laner, to be first but never win MVP, to come to the finals to play so well but to never win a title? Does that grate on you at all?
Yeah, in a way, because I feel like there's so many players who have won over me who's a lot worse than me. So I feel at this point, I deserve it, So it's definitely a burden to me, but at the same time, I think if I were to win this time, because it's been so hard for me, I think it'll feel a lot better.
I think people talk so much about, trophies matter, MVP awards matter, all these things matter. For you personally, as someone that hasn't won anything yet, but has always shown such a high level of skill, what to you makes a great League of Legends player?
Well, I think just, being consistent and always being at the top, but, at the same time, that's not really enough, because the only thing that people will really remember is people who has won stuff or, made breakthroughs in their career. And, at this point in my career, I've never really won anything big. I've always just been at the top. So I think at this point in my career, one of the big reasons I made this change to Team Liquid was I thought I really need to make this my year and start winning stuff, or basically everything I've worked for, people won't really remember.
What would you like to be remembered for?
I just want to be remembered as the best mid laner in the West and, also have something to back it up with.
Well, Jensen, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks
Best
for
of luck
having
in
me.
St. Louis.
Thank you.